How's it going, everyone? It's Peter again from Yaw VR, and today we're gonna check MarineVerse Cup, a game where you can sail in VR. MarineVerse Cup is the second game after Epic Roller Coasters that supports Yaw VR motion simulators natively from the Quest, meaning that you can play it from a standalone Quest headset without a PC. By the way, we're still looking for more integrations, and if you happen to know anyone who develops games for the Quest and would be interested in cooperation, don't hesitate to contact us. By the way, the setup for this game is very easy. There's no game engine involved and there's no yaw movement as with all of the Quest games. So this step is completely optional, but still, if you want to adjust something in the config app on your mobile phone, you can adjust, for example, the limits. I'll show you how to do so. Just open up your Yaw VR app, which automatically searches for devices. Connect to your device, and even without hitting start, just go to the second tab and you can set the limits for the certain motions yourself. That is a very basic default setup. Yaw movement is limited to 25 degrees here, but as I mentioned, there's no yaw movement in this case. You can unlimit it or limit it to another degree, and you can also set vibration here. You can set the LED lights on the chair and the seat, and you can do manual calibration, which is not necessary at the moment. And there's also test mode here. And you can save the telemetry in case you need it for troubleshooting, for example. So let's get into the device and play then. I'll just put on my Quest, and inside the Quest you can do everything inside the Quest actually. First of all, you have to make sure that the Quest is connected to the same Wi-Fi network as your Yaw2 motion simulator, and then under apps you go to MarineVerse Cup and start the game.
Welcome to MarineVerse Cup.
It loads relatively quickly. There's a disclaimer at the beginning. You just hit continue. You can go through the rules if you want to. I will skip onboarding because I have done that already before shooting. And here, what you have to do is go to settings, other, and Yaw VR. It lists the available devices. You click on it, you click connect, and then you click start device, and you feel that the device is starting. That's all you have to do in order to have motion in the game. Now I will just do a very quick race, free sail with a dinghy. I'll go for the dinghy because it's a very easy to handle, smaller boat. It also says that the yacht is harder, for example. Let's hit a free sail with a dinghy so I can just show you the basic movements in the simulator and in a boat. So first of all, I have already adjusted this. Let me put it back to 0. Now this is where you start off in the game. It would be a bit annoying that you cannot see through the sheet, and also that you will get hit by the boom if you're teleporting within the game, for example. And hence you just push X on your left controller, which opens up a quick menu. By the way, I love this menu. I mean, you can just rotate it whatever you want to, as if you had a phone in your hand. So I think it's pretty handy. And you offset the height. I would prefer 0.8, minus 0.8 in the Yaw2, but that's up to you. Now, what we have here, I'll teleport to the other side. You can you can see that there is a definite motion when you're teleporting. That's because your weight gets to the other end of the boat. And I'm almost drowning here, but in this little compass here, you can see where the sail is coming from. This red triangle is the direction of the wind. So if you're facing that direction, then your boat will get stopped totally. So you cannot sail into that direction. The game also says it at certain points when you want to try it. And on your right controller, you use the joystick for steering. On the left controller, you release or tighten the main sheet. And that's all you have to do with this dinghy. So, as a rule of thumb, you just, if the wind is coming from your side and you want to gain speed, you tighten the sheets, and probably you go to the other side of the boat to not drown, but I think you cannot do that in the game. And if the wind is coming from the back, you release the main sheet so that you can gain enough speed. That sort of makes sense, right? You can see the sheet here. Collects the wind. That's all it does. Now, I do feel motion here. I do feel motion because we are gaining some speed. We are accelerating because of the wind, and because this is a very small boat and I'm sitting on the edge of it, that's why I can feel the motion. It's basically the roll motion, so I'm not getting that fast that I could feel very intensive pitch motion. But any case, I have tried the game without the simulator, and it can cause a little bit of motion sickness if you're prone to it. Otherwise, it's not as intensive certainly as a roller coaster game. But I like it. It's fun. It's relaxing. It's, again, not as intensive. You won't get motion sick. I think you cannot even get motion sick in this game, although I haven't tried all the boats. And yeah, so the basic motions are due to teleporting. But let's try if I can get fast enough, if I can accelerate enough to have some pitch motion. I think I feel some of the pitch motion, but definitely the roll motion. If you make sudden turns and release or tighten the main sheet, then you can feel more of the roll motion. For example, now I can turn to the other side and at the same time teleport, and then there will be a sudden movement. Yeah. And that's all in this game with the Yaw2 motion simulator. About the game itself, I think it's a pretty good one. I pretty enjoy it. The graphics are great. I mean, we're in Sydney right now. I can see all the buildings. It can definitely improve in this aspect, but I still like it. I'm missing the waves though, but I think they would have it. I hope that the developer team will concentrate on having more motion in the game, but even in the current stage it is fun. There's another spot you can teleport to, and there's motion again on this teleporting. The drawback of this position is that you cannot really see, only if you turn back there where the wind is coming from. If you teleport back, it can be a bit surprising with the motion, yeah, but I wouldn't say it's bad at all. So I think with this relatively less intensive motion than with racing games and flight sim and roller coaster games, this gameplay is enough to show the features of the motion simulator. And The reason I won't do a full race with a sailing boat is that it would be boring with my skills. I will definitely improve on that, and then we can show that off. So let's quit to the main menu, and I will show you one more thing here. There she is. There's a cat. She used to be over there. Just a side note, I love it. Okay. So that was all about MarineVerse Cup in a nutshell with the Yaw2 motion simulator. It is certainly less intensive, way less intensive than any of the other games I have so far played with in the simulator. Nevertheless, I liked the roll motion when changing sides or direction. I don't think that you can get motion sick in this game, but still it's way better in the simulator than without it. So I do recommend this gameplay for those who are afraid of roller coaster games in the very beginning and who are afraid of motion sickness in general. My overall opinion is that this is a good experience. This is a fun game. One thing I miss is the waves. Hopefully we will get the waves and then more motion from the simulator. And also, if you keep on practicing, the races get pretty exciting and fun, and the game gives a very good tutorial for that. So heads up for the developers. I love this one, and hopefully they will add the waves too. See you in the next video, and thanks for watching.